to talk. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Majors match of Owlet Season 2. If I'm not mistaken, which I very much could be, this is the first Majors match between Power Naps and Infinite Meat. Joining me is my lovely co-caster, Scheidel. How you doing?
Howdy ho, I am feeling great. So psyched that Owlet is back with the Season 2. Season 1 was a blast, and I am ready to get the action flowing. My blood is pumping. I'm ready to do it, Prez.
That's great. And of course, producing for us is actually two people. That's right, two people, folks. That's right, we have two cameras working, meaning you'll be able to see multiple perspectives. And for that, we have Brethgyk and Day to thank. So just say thanks to them in Twitch chat, guys, because they're doing a lot to make this work. So, Steidel, this matchup has actually happened before in the preseason. Exact same matchup, and if I'm not mistaken, exact same rosters, where Infinite Meat took a 4-0 over Power Naps. And for the end of Hollywood, the fourth map, they were actually taking a 5v6. Do you think we'll see a repeat of that, or do you think Power Naps has bounced back and is ready to prove their dominance?
Well, one, they've had a lot of time to work on it, look back at those VODs and kind of pick that stuff apart. So I would expect and I want them, to be able to overcome that hurdle, or at least put up a little bit more of a fight this time around. It would be a big deal to come out of 3-1. Like just a second ago, everyone got to see Licorice Whips and Blazing Pegasus play, and it was kind of the scenario for them where they were losing, and on that very final map, they pulled out with a win. And later in the season, those wins are going to count. As long as they can get one, that's their minimum goal. But I'm expecting a little bit of a decent fight here.
Definitely. And for those of you that did not catch the Licorice Whip Blazing Pegasus matchup, it was 1-3 in the favor of Blazing Pegasus, with Pegasus taking Busan, Dorado, and Hanamura, and Licorice Whip taking King's Row. So, Steidel, I don't know about you. I personally have watched both these teams in the preseason, and I saw some of their players in, like, whether it was scrims or tryouts, and I personally am really hyped to see Lettuce Cat Zarya, and they themselves say that his Zarya is pretty pog champ. What do you think?
I sadly have not been able to see his Zarya just yet, but I am super excited to see Baked Chicken on that main tank, the Reinhardt especially. Maybe a little bit of that Hammond. We are going to Busan. Busan will be our very first map of the day, as you can see right there on your screens, kicking it off with a control map. Are completely ready to go. All the players have their mouse ready to go. Their fingers are ready to start clicking away, and we are going to get the action to you right now. Prez and Shadow24 with the Owlet, bringing wonderful.
That is right. And it looks like we'll be on Mecha Base for our first map. And sadly, I do believe that these are some pretty hard troll picks by Revo and Osiren, as well as Stereo, right? But hey, you can always hope.
Yeah, I mean, if we're basing this off of my personal compositions when I play solo queue competitive, this seems about right.
It does, it does. It seems like a pretty normal ladder comp, but it doesn't seem like we'll probably be going with that, as really early on, we're seeing that Power Naps is going to be pulling out a May Goats composition here. They're no memeing in spawn, they're going straight to it. Now, they don't have a diva here, meaning that if Infinite Meat chooses to run a Zarya, their Graviton will not be threatened at all. However, on the flip side, the May allows them to split up Infinite Meat's comp really well. So it's a trade-off, and it looks like we will be seeing a Ana Goats coming out from Infinite Meat.
Alright, here we go. They are going to be kicking things off, and Lettuce Cat onto that Zarya. You're going to get your wish to blow out those candles. They kick things off in this first fight. They're going to waste no time. Speed boosting in the May wall does separate the party, but the charges don't land their marks. So it's going to be a little bit of a mismark there. Baked Chicken going to take a 1v1 there on to Cabbage. Cabbage already has that shatter, throws it out. The shield only grabs a little bit. The Lucio goes down to Grumpy Pants there as more kills come in for Power Naps here. first take, no problem.
Definitely. And just look at that aggression shown off by Infinite Meat. Despite being split off early by that Mei wall, they still just go full steam ahead. WM1, as everyone likes to say. And Cabbage, the second he got that Earth Shatter, he used it. Even though it only got one, it was enough to win the fight. And that's what really matters there.
And I'm pretty sure that was a shatter that was under... that happened in under a minute, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty impressive charge there.
It definitely
that
did.
Ultimate. No, gets a nasty double there with the Fire Strike. Tries to follow it up with the charge. He won't hit his mark, but he's going to put himself into the heart of the team. Just keeps swinging away. Like you said, WM1.
Of course, WM1 is the name of the game when it comes to GOAT composition. And look at this. In the time that Brethgyk has built only 81% on his shatter, Cabbage has built a full shatter and then an additional 88%. That is insane.
Those are the kind of numbers you want to see if you're on the winning side of things. They're going to try and go around an extra way. Now they have that Mei freeze. They use that as well as the shatter at the same time and only grab a couple of picks out of it. The rest of the members of Power Naps are able to stay alive throughout the rest of that Brethgyk. However, going to go himself on a tear. Get himself a quick double. Osiren is trying to figure things out. Graviton going to race on the field, but not going to find too much follow-up. Still going to see Infinite Meat.
Yeah, Lettuce Cat was clearly confident enough in his team's ability to follow up on that Graviton, and follow up they did. However, now it's going to be kind of a 5v5 here with Osiren down for Infinite Meat, but a massive counter pin coming out from Brethgyk. The shatter sadly not going to land much.
Yeah, Brethgyk was able to put up the shield and block that shatter completely, and he's going to be able to throw it back in their faces right there, letting the Graviton lift him off the ground just so he can throw him down. He's going to grab himself 2 kills right there, but the members of Infinite Meat just will not let go. They will not say die. They want to push this point to 99%, and it's just a baby diva to do it. Wikitrick's going to go ahead and clean that up. Grumpy Pants. Early pick onto Lieutenant Dodge to start off this next encounter with no res available. Going to have to beat the Mei back if they want to take the 6v5.
Definitely. However, Lettuce Cat did also die there, and he died after Lieutenant Doge. So they're both going to come back at about the same speed. But the big thing here is that no one noticed was Wikitrix's grab actually got eaten, if I'm not mistaken, by Stereo, right? However, it looks like Infinite Meat's going to be coming underneath, something that Power Naps did not expect. And here we go.
Oh, and all of the ults are going to be spent on this one. Everybody puts their 2 cents into it, but it's going to be Infinite Meat that are going to be coming out with the piggy bank there. A little bit of a last bit there. So he's going to go ahead and shoot a solo shatter the Mei just to make sure that they can get the kill. With that, the overtime ticker will tick out, and we'll see Infinite Meat take map 1.
Yeah, without a doubt, though, a player that's been really big this map has been Osiren. He's not necessarily, you know, going ahead, getting all these boops like a Reddit Lucio, but it's whenever Lettuce Cat throws that Graviton down, he's always making sure his team can follow up with that speed boost, so that way they can get onto the Grav and kill everyone in it. But also Grumpy Pants, of course, keeping his team alive while their shields down in their WM1ing. And it looks like here on Downtown, we're actually going to see a dive composition coming out from Infinite Meat with a... Alright, there we are, with a Widow Genji on a Lucio. And on the flip side, Power Naps is going to be using dive as well.
Yeah, a strange pseudo dive, using some pretty immobile healers, as well as that Ashe to kind of deal with the peel. And oh man, Stereo just opening up easy shots onto Lieutenant Dodge, taking that DPS out of the fight. Loses her own life in the process. And right now, it's going to be Power Naps that kind of have the upper hand in this fight with positioning. There goes the dive coming in from Infinite Meat. They're looking to target the healers. Look like McNanny's in a lot of trouble. Winston trying to get the hunt, and he will get it. Cabbage going to go ahead and close off on that fight. Now it's a 4v6 on the point. Cabbage is going to sit there, relax as a monkey, grab himself a banana, and get the first point.
Definitely. And the big thing here is, though, that gives Infinite Meat the advantage was, one, they opened up on that Widowmaker pick, which, of course, if she gets a headshot, it's an instant kill on any squishy. Whereas Lieutenant Doge, who opened on the Ashe pick and then went Widow, that's not an instant kill. Also, Revo is on the Genji, meaning he can help contest the snipers, whereas Rich Hobo can't on that Tracer. He doesn't have any high ground or like jumping mobility. And it looks like here Lieutenant Doge is going to get a nice headshot onto Stereo.
Sorry about that, technical issues with the microphone there. Revo grabbing a great dash there onto Lieutenant Dodge. Lieutenant Dodge can't seem to get a kill off without the kill being returned. And speaking of the returns, return to Cinder is what Power Naps is saying, or sorry, is what Infinite Meat is saying to Power Naps right now on this push as Cabbage pushes Baked Chicken into a corner and body blocks his escape.
Yeah, and look at how successful that was for Infinite Meat. They only had to use the Primal Rage to win that fight. However, on the flip side, Power Naps is coming in with a full 6 stack of ultimates, meaning that basically no matter what Infinite Meat does, Power Naps is going to have something to respond. I think that if Infinite Meat wants to win this, they should take this and just not use any ultimates and take it as a lost fight, so that way they can maybe bait the Transcendence out or bait the Diva Bomb. But it looks like they're going to go in with the Nano Blade here.
Yeah, they are. Revo getting the kill onto Rich Hobo there pretty quickly as Lettuce Cat goes ahead and cleans the streets with that Diva. Cabbage gonna grab himself a kill as well, and once again, Infinite Meat not being patient and just stuffing Power Naps here in this alleyway. I mean, if you're Power Naps, you're 2% away. What can you do?
Clearly, you can't get on the point. That's what you can't do. As Infinite Meat, by taking that early engage with the Nano Blade, for some reason, the Zen there just didn't pop the Transcendence. I'm not quite certain if he was already dead at the moment or if he just died instantly. I'm not certain, but he didn't respond quick enough, and that's definitely going to hurt them now that they're down 1 map for the matchup here. Of course, we do play 4 maps total, so it could end up being a tie at 2-2, but right now my money's on at least a 3-1 win for Infinite Meat.
So I gotta ask you, did you like Lettuce Cat more on the Zarya or on the Diva there on that last map?
His Zarya is definitely more flashy. However, I think his Diva is where he got a lot of value. We never saw Lieutenant Doge really popping up in the kill feed, and that's because Lettuce Cat and Cabbage combined were always applying pressure, as well as Revo. And then, of course, with the pressure coming out from them, Stereo Right is able to just right click, left click, right click, left click. He's just going to keep sniping away, being completely uncontested on that high ground as the Widowmaker.
And then I gotta ask, because you know we're going into Dorado, and Dorado is it's a snowball heavy map. It's a map where if you lose one fight, you could lose a whole point pretty easily if the attacking team is able to get a decent stagger in there. So if you're Power Naps right now, Infinite Meat has kind of been very forceful and aggressive and kind of able to do whatever it is that they want in these team fights. What do you do to change that up?
Well, there's 2 options, really. Power Naps can either be more aggressive, or they can just go ahead and play a comp that forces Infinite Meat to play slower. Whether that's something like a Hanzo Junkrat with the double spam damage, or maybe they have a Tracer Genji in their backline, forcing Infinite Meat to then turn around and stop them, which is definitely going to slow them down. But Power Naps has to figure out some way to stop it, or they're just going to get rolled.
And then last big question, because I think we're just swapping out a couple of people here and there, and then we're gonna hop right into Dorado. But do you think anyone brings out the Ash here?
The Ash. I could see it possibly coming out on first point, but I don't think we'll see it maybe on the point as well. But second point is just so strong for Widowmaker with those long sight lines that there's basically no chance she gets played there. However, we are going to be seeing Baked Chicken coming out for ACB on the side of Power Naps. And again, Baked Chicken was the main tank, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, clearly they're planning on changing something up.
He was the Reinhardt. He had a couple of pretty questionable shatters, both big shatters that I saw him go for. One was blocked very well by Cabbage. And the other one, he only got a Lucio who ended up surviving through. There wasn't enough follow-up damage. Um, so I can understand the swap. They are going to be bringing ACB, who is also a pretty prominent Reinhardt player. So, you know, they're not going to be losing any positions or anything like that. They're just swapping out the main tank.
Yeah, although it's interesting again that you say Reinhardt when Dorado at least second point, very popular dive map. With all that high ground that can be used by the Winston and Diva, maybe ACB has a stronger monkey than they're letting on, or maybe again they want to change a pace. Maybe ACB's better at keeping up with these fast fights. You don't exactly know. And of course, Revo, Stereorite, Lettuce, I'm pretty sure they're just memeing at this point. But it hurts
You
my
never
heart
know.
to
You never
not see the
know.
hamster. Hurts my heart.
This map is home to one of my favorite plays ever in professional Overwatch. Runaways did it in Apex Season 2. They, as you come into the very end of Point A, there's that long house to the top left, and they did this crazy thing where they Maywelled up and rode the roof across the building and then dropped in behind the enemy team. Very impressive. You see some interesting compositions here on the first point of Dorado. You can really swap it up. Lots of different alleyways and tracking routes.
Definitely. Although maybe my dreams have been answered. Cabbage, the main tank player of Infinite Meat, is on that hamster, and I can't explain to you guys how excited I am if he stays. Although on Power Naps, we're seeing a composition that they're probably going to stick with in the Reinhardt Zarya, McCree Junkrat, Moira Zen. Now, obviously, a big problem here is if they get anti-nated by Grumpy Pants, they're not going to have much of an answer for it. They don't have a defense matrix from a Diva to stop it. It looks like Infinite Meat will be rolling out on this dive with a Lucio, Ana, Genji, Widow.
A lot of long range damage coming out, and it's going to be Stereo who's looking to open this up with that Widowmaker. Can't seem to find the shots at the moment. You see Lucio climbing up there on the top left. Just kind of wall riding for his life. Just kind of hanging out for a little while. Nobody really contesting at the moment.
Osiren, though, definitely making a smart heads-up play to help keep his tanks just that little bit healed up. But Stereorite and Cabbage are both going to go down, although Revo will trade onto Rich Hobo and Lettuce getting the kill onto ACB.
Power Naps Infinite Meat is trying to get this push a little bit further, but with only 3 members on the point, all you can really do is stall it out. Genji in the backline trying to be a nuisance, but that Zarya and McCree are going to go ahead and take her out pretty quickly. And, you know, Winston's not really a shield tank, so they're having to dive in and out of this pretty quickly. But that nano boost onto Lettucecat is going to allow him to have a lot of health within this next fight. Good bubble onto the Reinhardt from Wiki to keep him alive and in the fight. And Power Naps may have a chance to stall this out for a little bit longer. They need to get it past 2.5 minutes. Don't want to give a 5-minute start. Next part, D-Bomb going to go off, not going to find any kills though. And Lucio getting a little bit tangled in the back, able to get back to the point. All riding from him. Lettucecat going to take ACB out as Power Naps fights and struggles. Rich Hobo clawing his way back into the fight. And Wikitrix is the Zarya that says never. She'll never go down. Finally going to be falling. They got to push that almost a minute past what it should have been.
Definitely. In Spark there, he used the Transcendence to force the re-engage, but then Grumpy Pants comes out and lands that big anti-nade, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning. Without the Diva, you're really depending on your Reinhardt shield to block those nades, and he just can't do that all the time, especially when you're going to have a Widowmaker and Genji coming at you from multiple angles to shoot you. You have to move your shield to keep your team protected, and there, it opened up Grumpy Pants for a beautiful nade, basically nullifying any value the Transcendence would have gotten. Here, we do see Lieutenant Doge having that high noon though, but I'm not sure how much value it's going to get against a defense matrix, a Widowmaker, and a Genji deflect. The Widowmaker can headshot him, Genji can just deflect it in his face, or Lettucecat with the DM can just right-click it.
Ooh, and Revo trying to get his snazzy Dragon Blade there, does grab 2, but ACB gets the kill to no avail as the rest of Infinite Meat easily wipes the floor with Power Naps right here. No sleep darts needed. And this is what I was talking about when I told you that Dorado can be an extremely snowbally map. They lost one big fight in the beginning, gonna a big snowball downhill from there.
Definitely, and looks like PowerNap's not even gonna be able to contest, and a nice bomb gonna get the kill on Rich Hobo. Beat comes out from a Siren, keeping them all up during that Earth Shatter, and they're just gonna go in and take this 5v6 because why wouldn't they? It looks like here ACB kind of taking a duel with Lettuce Cat, one which he is losing as the rest of Infinite Meat gets the cleanup. Revo, of course, 67 on that Dragon Blade with Grumpy Pants 76 actually on the Nano Boost. They're close to that Nano Blade, which is going to be a prominent combo since Spark is not quite at that Transcendent.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue if they can't deal with Cabbage in some way. He was literally able to pounce forward and forward in that last attack. Revo being a nuisance on the Genji, trying to just pick apart ACB, make him drop his shield, swing his hammer, and open up some opportunities for the rest of his team. Good charge from ACB to displace that Diva. Gotta be careful because there's a Junkrat tire coming their way. That's gonna grab Revo, which is pretty big, taking that Genji Blade out of the fight. They don't have a res for it. ACB, if he can stay alive on the point just long enough for the respawns, but he can't. They're gonna go ahead and grab this third point.
Yeah, definitely. While the tire was big, killing Revo, preventing any pressure from a Nano Blade, the Infinite Meat was just able to come back and say, you're gonna kill our Genji? That's fine. We'll just kill the whole rest of your team. And that's exactly what happened. Spark not using that Transcendence in time. He, in my opinion, I think he needs to be a bit more preemptive and heads up with it. Like, oh, my tank's at critical, I've got to just use it now. However, it looks like from Infinite Meat, we'll be seeing an Orisa Hog composition. This is going to be very interesting. Roadhog, not commonly played because you tend to just get more value from a Diva or a Zarya. But I'm really excited to see it because, again, you land some nice hooks. That's going to allow your Pharah and your McCree to land some nice shots onto the target that has been hooked.
Yep, and Rich Hobo is going to have, presumably, kind of a difficult time there on that Tracer. He's going to be playing into a McCree and a Roadhog, so a lot of crowd control to deal with this dive from ACB and Rich Hobo. As long as Infinite Meat can stay coordinated, which they've proven that they can do, this composition is going to work pretty well. They put that pulled pork together, call those halts, get those hooks. You can see characters deleted in seconds.
Definitely. And again, something that's interesting to note, however, is that Infinite Meat is a pre-made team. However, if I'm not mistaken, no, PowerNaps is also a pre-made team. So we're not quite sure how much experience they have together. Infinite Meat could be like a year-old team, whereas PowerNaps maybe 2 months. Who knows? Who knows? But the map is going to get underway with Rich Hobo looking to take a flank underneath here.
Yeah, and Revo on the defensive Pharah up against an offensive Widowmaker. It'll be interesting to see how they place themselves there. Anna trying to hide behind that wall with the arch. Heal and stay alive. The rockets from Revo are hitting true, and Stereo as well. Able to land a lot of key shots here. Tracer trying to flank, but not able to get a flank, so they're going to drop back. They're going to play right here at the archway where you usually see teams begin their first hold. ACB and Wikitrix going up onto the high ground with those mobile characters. Winston and Diva looking at the kill, or at least displace Revo on that Pharah, who's being pretty much given free reign of the skies, despite the fact that you have a Widowmaker. No, you have an Ashe. The Ashe is now out on the field from Lieutenant Dodge. He gets hunted down by Lettuce Cat. Lettuce Cat going to have to walk away from that. Not going to find the kill, but we'll get the Harmony Orb back up to full health.
Yeah, that was definitely a beautiful play, but what really set it up was Grumpy Pants. He saw Rich Hobo coming on him as that Tracer and immediately said, yeah, no, I'm not dealing with you today, and gets the nice kill with the anti-nade. And now Rich Hobo is going to be switching onto the Soldier, not a common pick we see today around now, especially with the goods composition being so prominent, but maybe that's exactly what they need. 2 hit scans to kill this Pharah.
Well, that's a good way to start it off. Spark getting that kill onto Cabbage. There is no resurrection. They're not running a pharmacy, just the Pharah. Revo has that barrage waiting for them to creep past this area on this archway so that he can go crazy. He gets the nano. He puts out the barrage. The nano onto the Reinhardt is there as well. He will get that kill. Almost gets killed himself, but able to escape. A Stereo steps into the limelight with and kill onto Wikitrix there, and they are going to put a pin in PowerNap's push here, and Infinite Meat could hold on this choke.
Definitely, but PowerNaps, they can't be too upset about that because they're coming up now on an Earth Shatter, a Diva Bomb, a Transcendence, and a Soldier 76 ultimate in that tactical visor, as well as already having the Bob from Ash available. If you can use even one of those ults, force the Transcendence from Osiren, and then you'll be able to get maybe a free Shadow or a free Diva Bomb, depending on how things go. But here's a huge Earth Shatter, which is gonna get the Transcendence out from Osiren.
Oh no, the
Bob
Bob
is also used.
slept. The Bob got slept, so they use the Earth Shatter, they sleep the Bob, and that makes it pretty much null and void, allowing Lettuce Cat to roll out the whole hog from a supercharged Orisa and eliminate every target in sight with the help of his McCree, who now has a Deadeye, and we're back at a Nano Boost for Grumpy Pants. Not what you wanted out of that push.
Definitely. Although, something that I think is interesting to note is if anyone watched the preseason game, Power Naps, their ultimate rotation in making sure they aren't using a full 6, it wasn't exactly the best, but now they're doing much better, but so is Infinite Meat, making sure they always have 2 to 3 ultimates online at any time.
There it is, the Deadeye from behind, and it's gonna grab 3. Stereo right, grabbing himself a casual triple kill from the balcony here in Dorado. Week1's gonna suffer the wrath of a little bit of a stagger there. That's a team kill for Infinite. 30 seconds left on the board, and you're in dire straits here. Have a couple of ults on board. What do?
You have to use that visor and make sure you kill Revo before he gets that barrage off. If you don't do that, you basically lose, because the Transcendence, yeah, it's going to keep you alive for the most part, but at the same time, it's going to break your Reinhardt shield, and that's just not okay with all this spam damage. But 2 huge picks from Hobo and Trick.
Fast through the thing, Transcendence comes out, not in time to save Rich Hobo, so they will lose 1 ultimate there. They have the Transcendence to keep him alive, but this is going to be their last fight if they don't make it their best fight. Lettuce Cat coming out with the whole hog, kills ACB with that before, and he's able to push them back a little bit, but McNanny's going to pull out that Coalescence to save the day. Revo does get the kill into Week1. Now they're down 2 tanks. Hobo back into the fight, pulls out that tag visor, gets hit by that big purple grenade, but he's going to take Osiren out of the fight in the process, and they push him back, gets him overtime distance. There's going to be one more fight before this payload hits its...
Definitely, and that was a really nice play there by Rich Hobo and Week1 getting those 2 opening picks. And here's the re-engage. Grumpy Pants going to go down early, as well as Cabbage. It looks like it should just be cleaned up for Power Naps, although Stereo Right does get the kill into Spark, and they're just going to back up and reset for Infinite Meat.
Right now, Rich Hobo is making a pretty hefty claim for MVP of El Dorado. Making some pretty key plays here. Great double kill there at the end in that very last fight to take the main tank out of the equation.
Without a doubt. However, here we're gonna see Cabbage and Lettuce Cat on those dive tanks, something they showed they were very strong at on their attack, and we have to see how this is going to affect Power Naps. Are they going to be forced to change, or are they going to be snowball it like Infinite Meat and Cabbage here going to engage?
A lot of that's going to hinge on this fight. Huge anti-nade coming out from Grumpy Pants. He got 5 people with that nade, 2 of them resulting in death. That's going to allow them to make a really hard push. Diva getting a little bit overzealous there, might lose the mech, able to pop up and over at the very last minute.
Yeah, and now look at this. This is perfect for Infinite Meat, coming up on 5 volts, but so does Power Nap, but Infinite Meat's gonna have the positioning in their advantage. They have the high ground control. Revo's sitting there waiting to look for that barrage, and Grumpy Pants probably gonna put the Nano Boost onto him when he uses it.
They're gonna high noon from the far side. They will get Rich Hobo with that one, and right now, you gotta back out. 5v6, a lot of volts are on the board. Oh, the Diva Bomb from Lettuce Cat's a complete boof up there in the right corner. He tried to send it off the edge, sent it straight into the wall. The Grumpy Pants gonna make up for it, taking ACB out, and you're losing members 1 by 1 every 10 seconds. Lieutenant Dodge, however, will go ahead and desuit the Diva and take out the Ana. They have the kills on their sides, but they gotta get past that barrage. Lieutenant Dodge steps up with a beautiful headshot onto Revo to shut it down, and Rich Hobo can't get a break. There goes the Transcendence just after the Earth Shatter, so there's not going to be any damage, but they will be able to kind of stagger them out, keep them off the payload, keep that car moving a little closer to the point.
Yeah, that's such a risk there, using the barrage when your Diva's been demeched, because you don't have the defense matrix to help keep you protected. And as we saw there, he got punished for it by Lieutenant Doge on that McCree, landing a nice few headshots. And they're going to come back in with the Coalescence being used early here by McNaney, sir. And Wikitrix, however, is going to be antied and get very low. Well, a Siren and Cabbage have also gone down.
We started that off pretty good, but there goes that tack visor from Rich Hobo, looking to find a couple more kills. Bullcat, however, in his face. Revo does fall. Discord helping out, but Stereo right, taking advantage of the fact that Power Naps has to stay on the payload, switching over to that Widowmaker where he can just walk around on that high ground, doing whatever he pleases. The Diva Bomb gonna take Spark out of the fight. Lieutenant Dodge, really the final saving grace for this team with this high noon, but he gets taken out by Stereo right. Shot in the eyes as he tries to get the Deadeye off, and Wikitrix, now the final member, can't get to the pace. Got zoned out there.
You know,
Infinite Meat, you know, their defense kind of broke down there once they lost that first fight. I think Paranaps might be getting under their armor.
I think so as well, but it's like they say, when McCree uses his ultimate, he is a flashing light bulb saying, "Come kill me." As I say that, Stereo right takes play of the game with a nice triple kill on the high noon. But at the end of the day, though, Infinite Meat just shows this constant aggression that Power Naps, they did a better job of dealing with, but they're just not able to like wrap their heads around just how aggressive Infinite Meat is playing. And they've got to adapt sooner than they did there. That was a really nice play by Rich Hobo going onto the Soldier, recognizing we need 2 hit scan to deal with this Pharah, but at the same time, you're gonna have to find some other solution than running 2 hit scan, because it allows Stereo right to just get uncontested on that Widowmaker there.
Yeah, it's a that's a tough situation to be in, because you know the only real person in that composition that could have gone up to contest Stereo right on that Widowmaker was the Diva, and Diva was very, very busy making sure that Genji didn't pick apart the back line.
Definitely, and it looks like our next map is going to be Hanamura, with Infinite Meat actually being on the defense first here, while Power Naps will be on the attack. I do not believe there will be any subs, meaning ACB is still going to be playing on that main tank role. They're not going to take Big Chicken back, maybe because of the more success we saw from Power Naps there on Dorado. Hanamura, of course, very, very popular goats map. What do you think we'll be seeing some Zen goats here? Ana goats maybe? What do you think, Steitel?
You know, I'm hoping we see some interesting team compositions, but I would not be surprised at all to see Ana goats.
Well, it might surprise you that Hanamura is actually one of the most popular 2CP maps to run in attack Symmetra, because they can just teleport their whole team onto the point, and I would be so excited to see that happen.
Well, you never know. These guys might pull some tricks out their sleeves. You know, I'm hoping for it. I'd love for that to happen. I'd yell about it for a little while.
Good 10 seconds. Good 10 seconds.
Yeah, good 10 seconds. At least. Depends on the, you know, craftiness. If you do like a Maywall to a teleport, alright. Still one of my favorite Hanamura attacks, just because it's cheesy and fun, is when you go the high ground and have the May do a wall ahead of you to get through the choke. And speed boost across.
Definitely. Very good strategy. However, as it looks like we're going to start to load up Hanamura, you've got to ask yourself here, what does Power Naps need to change? They're now down 2-0, and if they want any hope of taking this back and at least making it a tie, they're going to have to change something up, and you just have to wonder, what is it?
They do. One thing that needs to happen is they need to do a better job of taking care of Grumpy Pants and Cabbage. Grumpy Pants has been playing this Ana beautifully. There have been multiple 4 or 5 man anti-nades that have led to team wipes, as well as some beautiful, beautiful nades saving teammates there when they get, you know, get a little hurt. If they can get Grumpy Pants out of the equation, and if they can put a little bit more pressure on Cabbage just has a lot of time roam free, and I think they're gonna have a little bit more of a chance. That's one of the things we saw ACB do, is when it came to those Rhine on Rhine battles, he really take it to Cabbage and kind of forced them out of position in a couple of situations. Man, comfortable, it seems. And I'd have
Definitely.
to say Rich Hobo needs to look out for the death. He's been dying a lot recently, pretty early in the team fights.
Definitely. And looks like here, Power Nap's going to be pulling out that Moira Goats. But the thing is here, if Grumpy Pants goes onto the Ana like we've seen him do consistently, that's going to completely dismantle Moira Goats. And it looks like he will be playing the Ana because you land one big anti-nade onto a Goats composition, especially Moira, which really depends on getting all that healing out from your M1. You basically just disabled all of Moira's value, and now you're going to be taking a 6v5, which is never good for the team that has 5.
No, especially on Hanamura, you don't want to be doing a 5v6. Siren just going to shoot some random shots here from the top, hoping to get something. Cabbage tried to be cheeky, but they figured him out pretty quick, and they're going to go straight on in and make this a brawl, as Ghost wants to do. The charges come out. ACB not going to find anything. Cabbage, however, does get a hit on the D.Va, but not going to be able to take out all of that health. There it is. Cabbage once again with a huge shatter. Oh, man. And they're just going to walk on through. Wikitrix trying to get out, but it's going to be a dangerous and mean stagger onto the D.Va here. The entire team body blocks her, kicks her in this little area, and plays around with Wikitrix for a little while. This is going to be bad.
Has someone told Infinite Meat that cyberbullying isn't allowed yet? It's not allowed, guys. Just let her go. Spark here, going to be close to the coalescence, but PowerNap's going to be playing a bit more passive since they're down that D.Va, but Infinite Meat saying, no, we want to keep fighting. However, they are going to lose Revo while PowerNaps is going to lose McNaney Sir in their Lucio.
Yeah, and Cabbage is being super aggro right now. He's just running in, hammer swinging, trying to get whatever he can, and it's working, and that's something that you cannot let happen. They need to punish Cabbage when he goes on these rogue tears.
Yeah, however, it looks like Lieutenant Doge and ACB are both going to have their ultimates, and with Osiren nowhere near a Lucio beat, this could spell doom for Infinite Meat if either of those ultimates lands.
A lot of things going on. We've got... Sorry about that. We got a Graviton coming out from Infinite Meats, and it will open it up for Stereo Right. Lieutenant Dodge, I thought he used the Graviton for a second, but he didn't use it, but we did see the Coalescence and Rally from Rich Hobo. So you lose 2 of your 3 support ultimates. Iron's going to have the sound barrier much earlier, and you still have a Rally, Nano, and Earth Shatter in your pocket. 5 out of 6 of your team fire.
Yeah. What really happened there, though, was the plan, of course, was a D.Va Bomb and a Graviton Surge. However, Cabbage missed his pin onto ACB, but luckily Revo came in big and was able to land a stun. But there's this Graviton keeping it in air so Osiren cannot land his Lucio barrier.
Oh,
but
man.
There's a shatter from Cabbage. Gonna be big, as usual. Lettuce following it up with a grab, and it looks like Infinite Meat should just be able to get the kills onto PowerNaps.
And if you're looking for fun stats, go ahead and look at Cabbage's track record on this Reinhardt. Multiple Earth Shatters in a single fight, getting 2 Earth Shatters in 2 separate games under a minute. Doing some absolute work here on the Reinhardt, but finally ACB and Rich Hobo can break through that defense, and just Revo on the point, and they'll get point. And don't think we're Infinite Meat try and make a contest here.
Yeah, Infinite Meat will definitely not be able to contest this. But Lieutenant Doge, now on the McCree instead of the Zarya, meaning Cabbage, when he wants to just go ahead and swing, there's going to be nothing preventing the enemy team from taking damage there. And, of course, Infinite Meat with a big ultimate advantage at 4 ults, while PowerNaps only has 2. And PowerNaps is going to be coming down to the low ground.
Cabbage trying to set up for a cheeky Earth Shatter there. And there it is, big Earth Shatter from ACB, taking Revo and Stereo right down and out of the fight. But they're going to be able to fight back as Grumpy Pants does get the DMAC, opening up the door. Big anti-nade onto ACB and Rich Hobo. He's going to get taken out inside that Graviton. There goes that D.Va Bomb above and beyond as it takes McNaney out of the fight. And now it's just Spark on point. And they're going to lose this and have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, again, time after time, we see Revo landing those clutch stuns onto ACB, meaning that Stereo Right's bombs are able to be massive. However, if Lieutenant Doge was back on that Zarya, there's much less of a chance of it landing, meaning his team could possibly stay alive through the bombs and be able to keep winning. However, Rich Hobo now going to be on that junk route with Lieutenant Doge on the Genji. And it's just going to be a full composition switch with Wikitrix also going off that D.Va and onto the Zarya. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. Probably wanting to take a dry fight here, a dry push, to get ultimates out of Infinite Meat and build up their own ultimate bank.
They really need to dethrone Cabbage here, try and bait out that Shatter. I mean, the mind tricks are afoot. ACB needs to be careful, keep that shield up at the right moment, make a big play for his team. Oh, there it is. Big play, able to charge and knock him into the hallway. The Earth Shatter finds no one, and now he's going to go ahead and counter it up, finding 3 on his own. The sound barrier from Osiris going to keep everybody alive, and Cabbage able to find himself a pick, and his team's going to follow him behind him with 3 more to follow. And right now, Infinite Meats is just stuffing these pushes from Power Naps. Power Naps really needs to find a way to take down these healers, draw out the rest of these ultimates.
Yeah, however, Power Naps is going to have a Riptire here, and there's no sound barrier from Osiris to keep the team alive. However, Rally did get popped by Revo, meaning that armor should be enough to help the team sustain any damage that they might take. Sparks here switching off the Moira and onto the Lucio. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe trying to initiate with an early pick from the Riptire and then build up the Nanoblade. Who knows? Who knows?
Nope, they will try the same location for this attack. They're going to go into that top left stairwell. And they can't really do much. The way that they're being defended, the way that Infinite Meat is just around the corner, if anybody on Power Naps wants to make a difference in the team fight, they have to expose themselves to getting charged by Cabbage.
Yeah, and there's a nice grab.
Oh, not going to find any kills, though. The rest of the team able to get out of the way. But now you're seeing Cabbage and Stereo right get their birthright, which seems to be a couple of kills. Wikitrix, very high charge Zarya, 93%, trying to build up that Graviton before all is said and done. It looks like Cabbage found her out and wanting Revo as well. Getting super over aggressive, getting out to the big Mega way in front of the main choke point.
Yeah, big heads up play there from Stereo right. He got DMX'd by Wikitrix and he's like, okay, I'll just go kill myself now because there's no reason for me to stagger for my team. And ACB is going to be on the Winston now with a big Graviton coming out as well, followed by Riptire and a Genji Blade. Only going to be able to pick Cabbage though.
There you go, Lieutenant Dodge will get a kill for on Siren himself, but it's not, you know, you use 3 ultimates, you only get 3 kills, or you only get 2 kills actually. It's not exactly what you want. Let us kill, making moves to even up the scale. Spark gonna have to use that sound barrier to keep his team alive. You have Cabbage over there on the far side of the point. He has that Earth Shatter, uses it. Wikitrix is down, gets hit by the charge from Stereo right. Now it's a 4v2 on the point. McNanny and Lieutenant Josh, the only ones left to do any. Only 30 seconds left. You get maybe 1 fight, and there will be no ultimates for either side.
Yeah, this is going to be the last fight, and I believe the closest ultimate is going to be Stereo right with that Diva Bomb. And Lettuce Cat, only 85% on the Graviton. They could probably get the combo there and be able to just get a full team wipe. Unless, of course, ACB gets a clutch Winston bubble, since unlike the Reinhardt shield, which can be stunned away, Winston bubbles just have to be purely destroyed. So that's going to be something that Infinite Meat has to look to get that gets used. But there it is. It's going to come out early, meaning any bomb will be free right now.
Not only that, but they have the Graviton to support it. There's the grab, there's the bomb. See what it finds. Not going to find anything. Grumpy, however, will get Wikitrix's neck. They're going to nano boost ACB on that Winston. And they're also going to nano boost Lettuce Cat, trying to get that Graviton back up and running. A high charge Zarya that's nano boosted is a danger. Cabbage almost up to another Earth Shatter as we're in the overtime push. Infinite Meat is looking to stop this push at one point. They did get just over half. So we are gonna have to see Infinite Meats get at least 1 point and half of point B. It's over half. 5.4.
Initiating match.
See what Infinite Meat decides to do on the attack. They wanna play the pick battle or speed right in. It looks like speed right in is what they're initially going off to. A Siren onto that Lucio. Stereo right, maybe playing that hamster.
Definitely, definitely. If he does, I will forever love him. If he doesn't, I will forever hate him for this debate. However, from Power Naps, it looks like we're going to be seeing an Orisa composition run with a McCree, Junkrat, Anazen, Diva. So, again, they're looking to hold that high ground near the Mega on the top right if you're looking at the attacker spawn doors. Of course, a big problem with this is if you go up against Goats without that Lucio, you're not able to retreat if you get overrun. And since we've seen that Infinite Meat likes to run that Goats composition, they're just going to get consistent damage and be able to consistently get up there and just overwhelm Power Naps. And that could spell doom for them.
If they don't set up there, then they're very susceptible to Osiren just speed boosting Cabbage and Lettuce Cat past that shield and into a bit of a brawl. And they're going with a Goats comp now. Yeah, stereo rights off the ham and onto the Diva. So they're going with the Moira Goats right now. So we'll see what they're able to do. They're not going to have a lot of ease getting up to that high ground, but they don't have to get on the high ground. They have to get to the point. Force ACB in them off of that high ground. So they're going to push there over to the right inside the building, up onto the catwalk, across and down onto the minimal exposure, minimal ult charge, minimal confrontation, and now it's a fight on the point. Now it's their fight.
Yeah, now this is a competition that could actually work in the favor of Power Naps since it is Moira Goats being run by Infinite Meat. But as I say that, ACB does go down here. Although, yep, Rich Hobo is going to die, and it's probably going to be a 4v6 for Infinite Meat where they're just going to look to clean up kills.
And it's basically as if Power Naps is pushing onto the point that they own, and Cabbage is defending it the way that they made that push. There was just no getting into the point without dying for Power Naps. And Heat now has they had 7 minutes. All they have to do is get half of the point.
Yeah, initially there I thought that maybe Power Naps might have an advantage running that Ana against a Moira Goats comp. And it looks like Grumpy Pants has apparently disconnected from the game is what, according to Lettuce Cat, but they're going to be going in here, and Spark and Cabbage both going to be traded here by each team.
Yeah, Wicked has a pretty demanding presence there on the point. Not really going to be seeing Infinite Meat make it all the way in, possibly because of that small disconnection there from Grumpy Pants. But he's back, so it doesn't matter. It's all good, no worries. He's back in the group, and he almost has his coalescence back. Good positioning right now. Rich Hobo and McNannis are up on the high ground, keeping a little bit of a nuisance there as they try to get through this main choke. Lieutenant Dodge does grab himself a single kill onto the Moira, and that's going to stop the push. Lose your main healer, you stop.
Yeah, the really nice thing by Power Naps is they realize, hey, Lettuce Cat has that Graviton, and they're taking alternate angles with originally Lieutenant Doge and ACB on the low ground, spamming the shield. You have Rich Hobo and McNaney Sir on the top high ground, and then Wikichooks on the other high ground. But here we go. There's the engagement, and ACB is just insane picking up 2 with that pin on Lettuce Cat and Revo.
ACB, great job diffusing that fight. The tire from Rich Hobo almost grabbed a bunch. Cabbage able to throw that shield up. Right now, ACB, we're starting to understand why they put him in. Why they subbed him out after that first snap. All he had to do was get warm. He's working like...
Yeah, 2 minutes have passed, but we're looking at 5 ultimates coming out for Infinite Meat, whereas Power Naps only has 3, although they do have the Transcendence, and that's going to be the most important ult here.
Alright, Grumpy Pants trying to open up with that coalescence. A lot of ults on board. Let's see what they decide to throw out there. There's the hammer down. There's the Diva Bomb. Diva Bomb gets blocked. Osiren will fall, however. Spark, with that Transcendence, they've used practically everything. Still have a Graviton there. That comes out. Osiren can't use that sound barrier because he's dead. They use the Diva Bomb, but they throw it up onto the high ground. So Stereo right, not going to find any kills from that on point. Cabbage, however, is going to get the decent on the Weekend Tricks. Lettuce Cat trying to help everything get done. Lieutenant Dodge does the nano. And oh, as the whole hog begins to come out, he does get charged into the wall. There's that tire, but it's not a person. Infinite Meat gonna go ahead and grab the point. Beautiful boop onto the Roadhog to get him off of the point just long enough for them to...
That's right. And for those of you viewers that are spamming C9 in chat, that is not a C9. No, that was just a beautiful play there, booping the Roadhog off. And here, we're going to see Cabbage with his absolute aggression on Reinhardt, picking up all those kills, even though Stereo was actually the one to get the play of the game. Scuffed.
Sometimes it's hard being a Ryan main.
It really is. It really is. And with that win on Hanamura for Infinite Meat, they're going to go up in the series 3-0, meaning they automatically get the win. But don't worry, there's a fourth map still, just for you guys.
So do you think we see any fun tactics from Infinite Meat here? Do you think they get a little cocky, try and pull out something fun?
I'm just saying, they've got to win. I wouldn't mind seeing a Symmetra, a Hammond, something that isn't Goats.
King's Row, if I recall correctly.
I believe you recall correctly. We'll find out in a split second. But Big Chicken is going to be coming in for ACB. So despite the success ACB had on that Reinhardt, they want to take Big Chicken in. The question is, though, is this just the we need to try and win, let's try something else? Or is it more based around who's better on what heroes? Because, again, ACB came in when they needed an Orisa. We saw the Orisa on Dorado. We saw the Orisa on Hanamura. So maybe he's their Orisa player. But at the same time, you never know.
You never can really know, but you can really know. I do think he's their Orisa player. We haven't seen anybody else take that mantle yet. So fair reason to believe that. It looks like we're switching it up. We are going to King's Row. Infinite Meat going to be on the attack. Powernaps will be defending first. Switch ups in the rosters. No substitutions just yet. I don't believe we're going to have any. And remember, guys, Infinite Meat has already taken home the win for the day, but every map counts. We had multiple teams that, fought and gritted their way into the playoffs last season because they picked up a couple of little wins here and there along the way that just pushed them ahead of the pack. So this is PowerNap's last chance to snag just a map from it. Think they can do it, Prez? I do.
I think if Infinite Meat gets cocky, start running some weird strats, that PowerNaps could take home the win for this map. But at the same time, Infinite Meat just shown how strong they are. And they even said it in their team card. What's a possible problem you guys might face? Their words, dropping a map to any Majors team. So they're cocky, and clearly they have the skill to back up their confidence.
They are looking to start their season off undefeated. I think they'll. There's only been 2 Majors matches today, but at the end of the day, if they come out of this 4-0, then they're gonna take the first 4-0 of Owlet's season 2.
Hey, 4-0s are always good. Everyone loves to see it. You drop no maps, you're just all that much better. And it looks like here the teams are going to be making just some plans, I guess. They're talking with their coaches, figuring out, hey, what did we do wrong there, is what PowerNap's asking. Infinite Meat's just saying, we're just that good.
Infinite Meat is ready to go. PowerNaps, however, is seem to be game planning a little bit. It is important, remember, it is important for them to get this final map. And it's King's Row. Everyone knows how to play King's Row. So it should be a good matchup. As long as Stereo Red and Cabbage and Lettuce don't go completely off the rails.
Yeah. A not so popular pick here on King's Row is actually the Hammond. You use that statue on first point attack, and you use it as a base for your grapple, and you're able to just swing around and get onto basically any position you want. And so maybe we'll see Cabbage or Lettuce Cat pull it out. Who knows? I'd be really excited to see that, though.
Also, this just in, ACB will be stepping out for this matchup, and Baked Chicken will be coming back in. So we'll
Yep.
see that swap once again at the main tank role.
Yep. And as the map now loads, you've got to ask yourself, power naps. You gotta just go, you don't even have to ask yourself. You just gotta say, we gotta review this VOD. We have to see what exactly are we doing wrong and how can we fix it. Because Infinite Meat, they rolled and smoked you. They rolled and smoked you, my doggies, in the wise words of XQC.
That they did, and losing is not, in my eyes, losing isn't necessarily a bad thing. It allows you to look at the strategies that the other team employed. Can you do that? Can you match that? If you can't, what can you do to supplement that? What changes?
Yeah.
What because I know teams that have a Genji player that they can leave 1v6 on the point and he'll get it done, and another team, it's your Ana that's able to do that. You got to make sure that you're playing to your strengths, and sometimes it takes newer teams or teams that are just like, the season's just starting. Meta's kind of in this weird spot right now. So it's understandable that it's for some teams it may take a couple of matches for them to really get going. PowerNaps has a lot of raw talent on their team.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Let's see what we've got from the defense. Brethgyk on the Reinhardt. Week1 playing, of course, that off-tank role on that Zarya. And then we're going to be running a Lucio Ana for the heals, and the DPS are going to go to Lieutenant Dodge on the Hanzo. As Rich Hobo switch overs to our favorite trash, explosive panda person, Junkrat. The trash rat. And then we're going to go ahead and see a pretty mobile Ana Goats comp coming out. Tried and true from Infinite Meat as they push directly in onto the point right there. Cabbage almost getting his shield broken, but putting it down and swinging away with the hammer. He has the healing from Grumpy Pants, who's already almost 30% up to that ultimate. Charge goes through, but it's not going to find its match at all. That was a bad move from Brethgyk as he gets caught out early. Cabbage goes ahead, charges in, takes Lieutenant Dodge out of the fight as they can push power naps off of the point now. Infinite Meat's going to go ahead and rack up some control percentage as Cabbage zones out. Week1 there on the Zarya, has to go through the hotel to try and get back to the point. Will out by Lettuce Cat in the Chicken with the charge that started the fall.
Yeah, clearly, of course, Infinite Meat, they're not looking to play some sort of meme comp. They want all 4 maps. They're running on their Ana Goats, which they've shown great competence on. And Power Naps, they're running this double spam composition, which, again, I think it's good for slowing down the enemy team. But that's only if you're landing your nades in your Hanzo arrows. But Stereo Right is doing a really good job of defense matrixing them. So they're not getting a ton of value, and they're not really slowing down Infinite Meat at all.
And the space that Cabbage is able to create throughout these team fights is absolutely insane. Rich Hobo grabbing that kill into Stereo Right. Looks like they're going to call that a pick, and they're going to move right on in. There goes Nana onto Brethgyk. He does get 2 with the charge, gets 1 of the kill onto Revo. Here comes the tire from Rich Hobo. They had to do use almost everything to do it. They still have the dragons, but using 3 ultimates there, they get a little bit of a stuff. And this is a great corner to hold on King's Row.
Yes, but Infinite Meat, they're recognizing the big weakness of Power Naps, and that's they have no hit scan or a Pharah or a Diva, sorry, to defense matrix. But it's not gonna matter as Lieutenant Doge gets a beautiful headshot onto Revo, killing him right away and making this a 5v6 in the favor of Power Naps.
And this choke can be kind of hard to get through sometimes. If you get stopped at it, yeah, it's pretty difficult to get your team through there, especially when you're so tank heavy. Now we're, without that Brethgyk, you're not gonna have a Goats composition, so the rest of it's gonna have to change a little bit as well. Up into this guy, trying to get back onto the supports. Cabbage, however, is gonna help him out with that job with the charge onto Rich Hobo that opens the door for the rest of the team as the kills come rolling in for Infinite Meat. The payload will continue to roll.
Yeah, but
pretty
the
good
thing
hold
is,
there from Power Naps. They're showing us they can do this.
definitely. But the thing is, though, for Infinite Meat, sure they won the fight, but they don't have a Zenyatta, meaning they don't have a Transcendence, meaning the grab dragons, there's going to be no counter to it unless Stereo Right is able to just be massive and eat one of those 2 ultimates.
Here we go, the battle of the ultimates. There goes the barrage along with the Earth Shatter as Lieutenant Dodge goes ahead and grabs himself a double. There goes the Graviton. There go the Dragons grabbing both supports out of the air. Lettuce Cat and Stereo right. The only ones left is Lettuce Cat goes ahead, throws out the Graviton. There goes the Deep Bomb. It's not going to find anything but a lot of charge for Sticky. As Sticky goes down, however, Spark going to be jumping around the payload, trying to stay alive as Stereo right and Lettuce Cat look to write him off and push this payload into the 2. Respawn advantage definitely in favor of Power Naps at this moment. 600 meters away. Can the Reinhardt get there? Baked Chicken can. He can get there 0.60 meters. The tire comes out. Lettuce Cat gonna get it down. There goes Baked Chicken with a huge shatter. And McNanny does have the nano boost if only he can get to the point. But Lettuce Cat pushing everybody away from that back line. McNanny and Rich Ho, Baked Chicken all gonna fall to that as the pay finally moves in. 4 minutes and 12 seconds for him.
Yeah, and guess what? Lettuce Cat 67 on that Graviton. Let me remind you, he used that Graviton Surge in the fight we just watched. So, he's just insane.
That he is. And there's Cabbage again pushing way far ahead to make sure that he's making enough space for them to get a little bit of free payload movement there. Baked Chicken holding a almost broken barrier there. You're right, trying to get a little bit of a hassle there. They want to take this Reinhardt out of the equation. Reinhardt's gone. Rebel can do what he pleases. He tries to get the barrage out, but Rich Hobo throwing that concussion mine up, going to take him out. Baked Chicken, however, will fall after using that Earth Shatter. Nothing to come out of fruition from it. Looking for something, does give it to Wicked. Up a Graviton at 50%. Graviton goes to the back line, however, from Lettuce Cat, and that's leaving just Wicked Trick on the point as that solo Zarya. Baked Chicken onto the ham, and he gets the boop onto Lettuce Cat. Lettuce Cat going to fall to his death to the Omnic City.
Yes, what a legend, Baked Chicken. You know, you pulled out the Hammond. It was a desperation pick, but it's still a Hammond. That's what matters at the heart of it. And with that kill on the Lettuce Cat, that not only forced Infinite Meat to back up, but you also got rid of all that energy he had collected. But now Baked Chicken dangerously far in, but he's able to back out because, again, Hammond, such a mobile tank. And it's actually really good at displacing goats compositions. These compositions that want to play together, you just roll in there, you're just moving them all around.
Here we go, the ultimate's coming right back out. Spark with a beautiful transcendence to save his team after that hammer from Cabbage here. This is Rich Hobo with the tire trying to get to the team, making it straight down main, not even trying to hide it. He does not find anybody, but Mick got a boop onto the Reinhardt there in that fight. So we're gonna see them push past once again, and now we're finally starting to see Power Naps put their foot down.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Power Naps, they needed a solution to the aggression that Infinite Meat showed, and how do they respond? They go more aggressive by running this weird triple tank comp with the Hammond. They're playing in the faces of Infinite Meat, which is not what Infinite Meat wants, and they're being forced to just slow down. And again, they don't play well that way, clearly.
Good use by Baked Chicken using that area of denial just to kind of get a little time off the clock. Cabbage had to pull that shield up and take care of every single little bomb that there was, but the ultimates are coming on board right now for Immortal or Infinite Meat right now. Cabbage needed to kill on the Wicked Tricks to open everything's up. You got a nano boost onto Revo with that barrage. Only gets the D-suit, but that is just enough to push Power Naps back to their spawn doors. Now that so much space has been created, and Cabbage is being a sneaky Reinhardt, looking for Baked Chicken, coming back on that Hammond. There it is, Graviton into the Earth Shatter. Diva Bomb also going to be pretty big, going to grab itself a double as well. Rich Hobo trying to get out there with the tire, but Revo's going to veto that. McNanny looking for a boop on Lettuce Cat, almost gets him off the edge into the Omnic City. Lieutenant Dodge on the Diva, trying to stay alive for as long as he can. 54 seconds left on the clock for them to push it in to point 3 and take us to the next attack phase. Looks like these respawns are just going to keep on trickling in like a waterfall. Baked Chicken back on the point on the hammer, but he gets fire stricken, and he's going to get taken out pretty easy. That last barrage, I think the payload's finally going to move into its...
Yeah, but that was still a really good hold from Power Naps. They showed a lot more competence there in being able to just slow down Infinite Meat. And 36 seconds, meaning that if Power Naps, no matter how much time they have on the clock, as long as they get a full 3 points on their attack, we're going to be going into extra rounds. And that means Power Naps might be able to just turn this around and at least at least tie the map, but maybe even win it. But again, it all depends on them being able to take all 3 points.
Hope is on the horizon for Power Naps right now. They just have to have a stellar attack.
Yeah.
So if you're
and I
Power
think-
Naps, you know that you're going to have Cabbage on the Reinhardt. You know that Grumpy Pants is going to be on the Anna. Lettuce Cat probably on the D.Va. And that you're pretty favorable that you might be running straight into Goats. What do you do here on this attack? Pull out the Widowmaker? And Bastion
we saw
and
Big
Symmetra.
Chicken. We saw Big Chicken be very competent on that Hammond there, and they were able to just counter the Goats from Infinite Meat. I think that's what you want here. By using that statue in the middle of the map on first point, you're able to get to so many places using your grappling hook, and Hammond's just so good. He's also really good at escaping from positions he doesn't want to be in. But it looks like we're seeing a Sim Bastion composition. No, they wouldn't.
Oh no, man! It's the final push. They might be the ones pulling out the weird compositions, Power Naps, and they will walk out the gates with this Bastion. So they're gonna maybe put a teleporter up, get that Bastion into a cheeky position. Hope he doesn't get focused down. No long range damage really from this Goats composition. This kind of Ghost that we're seeing from Infinite Meat. There it is. Up onto the high ground, down onto the low ground. Osiren says, I love where you put yourself. Let me put you back down. Big Chicken gonna charge into Cabbage. Big anti-nade. Cabbage will fall. Losing the main tank early. They have a chance to snowball this fight if they can find the next pick. And there it is. Big Chicken taking Lettuce Cat out. They've lost both tanks. Now they only have Stereo right on the D.Va. Nobody touching the point. Point completely open, in fact. Finally, Big Chicken's gonna move his team onto the point as Paranap looks to take a 0.1 grab here, but no, Reinhardt's back into the fight. There's Cabbage sitting off on the edge. It looks like they're backing out, though. They're not going to contest. They're going to give them point A.
Yeah.
Not feeding more ultimates.
Definitely, and of course the popular saying is when in doubt, go to doubt. But you know what? Let me change that up for you guys. When in doubt, meme it out. Because that's what we're seeing, and hey, it worked. They now have 5 minutes and 20 seconds to try and cap second point alone. Revo going on to that Genji, switching off the Brethgyk, which I'm not sure if that's the right call. I think you need that break to get that stun onto the Bastion, but we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, they're looking to dive the Bastion with Revo and Stereo right. Maybe get an anti from Grumpy Pants, who is no longer in the fight. The first victim of this war. You're gonna go ahead and res up Lieutenant Dodge to keep that Bastion on the point. There's that tank formation with a nano boost. That's a scary sight to see and hear. And he's gonna go on and tear down the streets of Kings Row, just rolling through. Doesn't even need the tank treads. Those are just for style in this fight.
You know, Mundada died here in the streets of Kings Row, but clearly Bastion, he doesn't care that an Omnic died. He cares that everyone else does.
Getting revenge for his
Exactly.
Omnic brethren. Here we go. We're gonna have about one more fight here on point 2, but with 4 minutes in the time bank right now, Power Naps is looking to give themselves a substantial look at their point 3. D.Va bombs going off left and right, but only one's gonna find any purchase at all. Stereo right grabbing a double as the rest of Infinite Meat just put a stop to this push pretty easily. Brevo with a beautiful dash there into Spark, who will retain that Valkyrie. Now they're trying to get a stagger, maybe a D-suit there on the Wiki. They're not able to get that off, though. They do get the D-suit on the Wiki.
Yeah, but the good thing there is Wikitrix just used his D.Va bomb the last fight, so he has no problem just switching back off of D.Va and then back onto it so he can get his mech back. Rich Hobo gonna die early, but gets rezzed up by Spark, and they're off that cheese composition onto more of a triple tank here.
You want to get a little more health pool in there. Revo in the skies. We will see the hammer down from Cabbage. Looking for the follow-up damage. There's Revo with the Dragon Blade. Hasn't found any purchase yet. Lettuce and Cabbage, however, writing different stories. As Wikitrix does get one boost kill there onto Cabbage. There won't be any res. But if you're Power Naps, you're looking to bring this attack back as quickly as possible while they don't have that Reinhardt.
Yep, but the thing is, Infinite Meat here sitting on both of their support ultimates with Stereo Right and Lettuce Cat very close to theirs, but Stereo Right's gonna be demeched here, and Power Naps have an Earth Shatter, and they're very close to that Nano Boost. Let's see what happens.
Monster or Lettuce Cat getting super low power naps. Doing a good job pressuring with Rich Hobo on this fair. The pharmacy proving to be as hard and difficult as usual. Counter and take out unless you have the right tools. Grevo trying to dash up to Rich Hobo. There's a sound barrier from Osiren. Trying to keep people alive, and the grab comes out from Lettuce Cat, and it's fat. And he tries to get out, but there's not going to be enough there. Baked Chicken has the nano. He's able to swing through, getting pocketed by both healers right now, as it is currently a 5v4. Sorry, a 4v5 on the point in favor. Well, it's not in favor of anybody right now. Sparks just trying to get out with that Valkyrie there, but once again able to stop, and then they all the way to the.
Yeah, but the thing is here, we have one of actually the most powerful ultimate combos in the game in the Graviton Barrage, and Osiren does not have that Lucio beat to prevent it, but so it's going to be all on Steroid and Revo with using their deflect and defense matrix correctly to prevent it from happening. But Osiren's going to get a huge pick onto Spark, probably going to force Power Naps to just reset and GG go next.
Yep, and there it is. Once again, they're pushing forward all the way to this choke point, to the point where it doesn't matter where they're picked.
It really does not. But here we're going to have 4 ultimates, 4 Power Naps, and Infinite Meat is going to be on 4 as well, but Lettuce Cat 91% on the Graviton Surge, so we can effectively just call that 5. And if we see the Grav Bomb combo come out, it's not going to even matter what Power Naps does, because this is probably going to be the last fight or second to last. But there's an early bomb.
Oh! Wikitrix with a huge bomb! Gonna grab a casual 4K right there, leaving the rest of the team scattered and broken. 43 seconds left, coming in clutch. Saving ultimates. They only had to use that single ultimate to win that fight.
Yeah, they had 5 minutes and 20 seconds to take point B. They take it with 52 seconds remaining off the back of Wikitrix's massive Diva Bomb. But here, they're gonna have the Grav Barrage to try and snowball this fight and maybe give them more time than Infinite Meat for this 3rd point cap.
There you go, Graviton's coming out from both sides. Rich Hobo saving up on the barrage till a little bit later. He does use it to take out Cabbage. Gets slept in the process, so not going to find too much fruition. They do get 3 kills off of the back of the Graviton, though. So not for nothing. And finally, Baked Chicken getting forward and putting out aggression here, making space so that they can push this payload in. Remember, all they have to do is finish it. And they get at least a minute.
I'm sorry, Lettuce Cat. What is this? He's on the Bastion, a nice leap onto Cabbage on that Reinhardt, but the B and the Blade come out, and Steroid's going to pick up an early kill onto McNaney, sir, which is going to get resurrected.
Oh, just in time for the Shatter to hit the Mercy and take her out of the fight. 60 seconds left, and Infinite Meat finds a foothold in that fight.
Yeah, Big Chicken able to kill Steroid on his way out, but not before McNaney, sir, also dies. But Revo gonna be punished for his overaggression. Lettuce Cat here on that Bastion pick, which is really good because it doesn't really give Power Naps time to adjust because they only have 34 seconds to attack. And Revo is also gonna be on the Symmetra, so they're looking to use the high ground for their Bastion.
Big Chicken trying to find himself an opening for this Shatter. McNaney does have the nano, and there it is. A big 3-man Shatter grabs the nano just after. That way he can build up another nano. Beautiful bomb goes out onto Lettuce Cat, gets the Bastion and the nano out of the way. This is their chance to push this payload just a little bit. There's no one that can contest. The respawns aren't there. Grumpy barely getting there in time. Osiren now going to join as the rest of the team trickles in. Cabbage trying to stay alive. Rich Hobo using that barrage to take out that Lucio and that Reinhardt and push that Diva away just long enough. And they finish it. We're seeing overtime.
That's right. They're going to cap it in overtime, meaning their Power Naps is only going to get a minute to try and get at least first point. And, of course, Infinite Meat will have a minute and 36 seconds. What I really liked there from Infinite Meat was the quick adaptation by Revo and Lettuce Cat to say, we need to throw them off their game and immediately going to Symmetra Bastion. But it looks like we're going to be seeing a Bastion from both teams here. What do you think of this pick, Steider?
I think that this is gonna be interesting. I don't think we're gonna see a double barrier. I don't think that's gonna happen. receive Bastion goats kind of composition.
You know what?
With Stereo Right and Cabbage both on the tank rolls, and then we're gonna throw a Siren Revo onto supports, and I don't think we're gonna see Grumpy Pants play DPS. There we go, they're switching it up.
Onto Symmetra and Bastion still. Infinite Meat saying, you know what, you want to meme us? We'll just meme you harder.
So we'll see exactly how this
mistake
is. We've got teleporting Bastions, and oh man, this is gonna be a circus that I am loving to watch. What do you guys think? Which team's Bastion is gonna come out on top? Will it be Revo? Will it be Lieutenant Dodge? Only time shall tell.
Of course, Infinite Meat's gonna already have dominant positioning, meaning Power Naps has to be quick with this rotation. And it looks like they're just gonna set up right here near Hotel and respect the fact that Revo has this sight line on the high ground.
Not necessarily a questionable decision, but not a great place to set it for Lieutenant Dodge, as he does get taken out pretty early on by Lettuce Cat. They have to spin that res in order to do anything. Osiren up there in the top window, just going to be able to rain down the orbs. His teleport to the other side. Lieutenant Dodge does get behind them, but the rest of his team has been taken out, so they have to get out of there. Oh, the beautiful, beautiful anti-nade from Grumpy Pants to take McNaney out.
Yes, of course. And there's only 9 seconds remaining for Power Naps. They have to go in. It's do or die time right here. And Infinite Meat with a big ultimate advantage with the Nano Boost, and they're close to the Bastion ultimate. I don't think Power Naps is going to be able to pull this off, especially after losing their Bastion.
Yeah, Revo just got back into the fight with his own Bastion. He's Nano boosted with great sightlines. There's the tank just to put the cap on the jar here to close things out. Rich, Hobo, and Spark trying to stay alive. 1 shot, 2 shot, and that's all that they've got. So they're not going to be able to find anything, any
shot
control.
That's right. 1 shot, 2 shot. You're not capping even a tick of first point, meaning Infinite Meat now has 1 minute and 36 seconds to try and take 1 tick from Power Naps. Power Naps needs to have a solid defense, but they don't want to have it banking on ultimates because they're not going to have enough time to build them up. So again, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Bastion composition or maybe some sort of goats comes out here. But again, it's all about just making sure they're able to stall to get the draw at least, because a draw is always better than a loss.
Yep, at this point, their goal is to stop Infinite Meat from getting the first team to grab a 4-0 in season 2. You know, give them a 3-win, 1 draw. That's okay. You can walk away from that with
Hold
your
up,
head
hold
high.
up.
What?
Oh, apparently you are wrong. They are not going to be the first team to get a 4-0 because actually Greyhound Solar was able to take the 4-0 over, now I might mispronounce this, Penten Verizian, I believe is how you pronounce it. They were able to
In the
take a 4-0.
majors, did that just happen?
It was in the minors, I believe. Again, I could just be scuffed. Could be very scuffed. Don't play
Okay,
me
well
if I
they'll be the first in the majors,
Defend objective
I believe, to get the 4-0. If they're able to get the point here, they have 1 minute 30 seconds, and all they have to do is get a third of the point, 33%. Bastion set up in the back high ground. They're gonna go ahead and push through the hotel, keeping together as a group. There he goes, Cabbage onto the fight. Big anti-nade comes through, but everyone's able to get out of the way of the line of fire. Baked Chicken a little bit of trouble. The charge misses its point, but oh no, it does. It does find Rebel. He gets slept. However, Grumpy Pants doing a great job of keeping the team alive as they tear through the rest of Power Naps. Week1 and Rich Bobo both gonna go ahead and fall to the tune of the music as Baked Chicken taken out of the oven. McNanny's certainly trying to stay alive, but it's not gonna work for long as Cabbage brings it home.
Yeah, you know what? People flame Reddit Lucio's all the time, but it was Siren there. He just went big. He was able to kill Rich Hobo on that Bastion, and I forget who the diva was, but whoever the diva, Week1, he was able to kill Week1 on the diva as well. And here we're gonna see that beautiful 4K bomb, and we're gonna see it from Week1's perspective. Just look at this. What an absolute play! And of course, Baked Chicken was very big there, able to land that pin onto Cabbage on the Reinhardt, meaning there's going to be no shield to protect the enemy team, but it won't matter in the end as Infinite Meat will be taking a 4-0 victory over Power Naps.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first 4-0 in the majors, we believe. Fact check me. Get on it. But congratulations to Infinite Meat for taking that 4-0 and Power Naps. Now you have a good couple hours of footage to take back to the drawing table. Switch it up and come back on your next match. Show us what you can do.
And for those of you that were wondering about the Ghost Peppers versus Furious Unicorns match, I just got word that it was a 4-0 win for Ghost Peppers. So Furious Unicorns, they made a miraculous, that's the word I'm looking for, a miraculous playoff run last season, but they're going to be going down 4-0 to Ghost Peppers. And of course, Furious Unicorns, a pre-made team, Ghost Peppers was a drafted team. So that's just something to note, guys, something to note.
Oh, did Ghost Peppers slide that 4-0 in before this match ended?
I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't matter.
Did they steal it from Infinite Meat? Did they steal the title of first 4-0 for the season?
Who knows? You guys can probably
Chat, you gotta fact check us. You gotta help us out here.
Yeah, come on. You need to use those big brain plays right there. However, I want to thank you guys all for watching. I had a lovely time casting and watching this match, and there's a chance the Boosted, by the way, versus Expandable Academy might still be going on over on twitch.tv/NoahF0920. There's a chance, I'm not certain, but I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Steidel, for casting with me. Thank you, Brett and
it was a
Day
blast.
for producing. And guys, just give a big shout out to Breath and Day for being able to provide us with that dual camera spectating. I thought that was just ingenious and amazing. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday watching these matches as they happen. And I'll catch you all in the next one.